How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. In today's video, we're breaking down everything that happened in Critical Role Campaign 3, Episode 40, our last episode before a 2-episode hiatus for the return of the Mighty Nine. An episode in which Imogen talks to her mother, learning some important details potentially about Ruidus and her mother's fate, as well as Chetney gets to visit a commune of werewolves to learn more about his werewolf powers with the Gorgine. As always, if you enjoyed the video, learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out our Everything We Know About Uk'otoa video, which is basically a prep for our return to Campaign 2 next week. It will do a good job prepping you for everything that we know about Uk'otoa and his relationship with Ford and Uk'otoa just in general in Exandria. Okay, let's get right into the breakdown, shall we? So to start, I just want to say that this episode was a little disappointing, if I'm going to be honest, considering that we're going to have 2-3 weeks off of Bell's Hell's Campaign 3 action, and really not a ton happened this episode. Now, this is going to happen in D&D and in Critical Role. The timing of it just kind of sucks, if I'm gonna be honest. That's not to say that this was a bad episode, though. There was plenty of good stuff that happened. Our episode begins where we left off after the Ruidus flare had just passed. Imogen sending spells to her mother. The conversation continues, though. Ultimately, Imogen's mother again reaffirming to Imogen that she is dangerous. She should not follow her in her path, and she should run away. She should stay away from her. Very interesting from Imogen's mom here, because she should obviously know that her daughter is Ruidus born and is displaying powers of some kind. Imogen doesn't exactly explain what all is going on, but it seems rather odd that she's telling Imogen to stay away from this, stay away from her, when her destiny and Imogen's destiny seem very much wrapped up within one each other. But ultimately, we just don't know where Imogen's mom is. She doesn't tell us, nor does she tell us a lot of really helpful information. Just we know that she's alive. I mentioned this a bit in our theory video that came out on Thursday, but it's possible Imogen's mother may not even be on the prime material plane. It's possible she's in Ruidus, or who the heck knows, as sending can travel across planes. So we just really don't know. We're gonna have to wait to see what exactly is going on with Liliana Timolt and her destiny, but obviously she seems extremely interlinked with everything that's going on with Ruidus and the upcoming Apogee Solstice, which is in like 2.5 weeks now. So they really don't have a lot of time to dick around, at least in-game. It seems as though the cast may have been reading the Critical Role Reddit. If you saw one of our videos earlier this week, there was a lot of people on Reddit from last week that were pretty disappointed with kind of the lack of one-on-one RP, interpersonal RP that's been going on in Campaign 3. This episode, though, it seems like they did a lot to remedy that. Orem finally messages Dorian, informing him on a bunch of the events that have been happening, but he very much left out the fact that him, and as well as several of the other party members, died and then were brought back to life. Then Orem and Ashton have a really cool one-on-one. Now, this was really a throwback to a Campaign 2 one-on-one, getting, you know, closer to each other. Tal's really good with these one-on-ones, no matter what character he plays. He seems to always know kind of the points to poke at, talking about how, you know, Orem really is viewed as the best one in the party. He's one of the only ones that they don't have to worry about turning on them for any reason. He really is the voice of reason in this absolute chaos crew, and Talison's character acknowledges the fact that this must be hard. No one wants to be the one person in the group with all that responsibility, to which Orem says he wasn't always this strong and this tough. It took time, training, and some unfortunate circumstances for him to get like this. As well, we have some interesting contact, physical contact between the two characters. Remember that Talison's character Ashton is in constant pain. Their physical pain is constant, something that I can relate to a little bit, seeing as I got a bad hip, and that shit is not fun. So the fact that Ashton constantly was engaging in kind of physical touch with Orem shows just how much he cares, right? And kind of adds depth to this character conversation that was really good. There was a number of other conversations that took place over the course of this episode, and it really felt like we were finally getting this interpersonal RP that a lot of the fans were really complaining about. Like I said in that video earlier this week where we talked about all the fans complaining, this was going to happen. It was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. But you know how people are, man. They're going to get upset. They're gonna hate. People are gonna hate what they're gonna hate, and that's just how it is. As they're traveling, the cast get a chimera encounter, apparently one that Laura and Travis's son Ronan picked, telling Matt. The encounter goes pretty smoothly. A couple of the characters do get lucky, though, not getting turned to stone, but ultimately the encounter goes pretty smoothly as they fly over the gloom jungle of Ashanador. Remember that Chetney was told that the Gorgene, the group of werewolves, live in this jungle, so he wants to take a little pit stop to see if he can go and learn some things about his werewolf nature, especially with the red moon of Ruidus flares causing him to basically go berserk. Down into the jungle, Chetney tells us how he became a werewolf. Apparently he was hunting in the woods, just trying to survive when he was attacked by a werewolf that was injured. He managed to kill it, but not before he was bit. It seems the werewolf was probably being hunted by someone. This is kind of the most Chetney backstory we've got from him in a while, and they insight checked him, so we know he wasn't lying. So I am curious to see this little mini Chetney arc we got going on here with the werewolves, because we just don't know that much about Chetney, and I think Travis is hiding a lot of secrets. They descend, Chetney howls, eventually a group of werewolves, and were-creatures, I should say, as there's a number of different were-creatures, like a were-boar, a were-tiger, a were-panther, you name it. They all come, they have a talk. Chetney explains that he is one of them, and he has come to learn. They are greeted by Davashila, the leader of the werewolves, who we learn that her real name is Anna Lynn. Take them to their village, a small little tree canopy village of around 40 other lycanthropes who all live here in the jungle. Chetney talks to Anna Lynn and discovers that while the red moon seems to provide an itch for all the other werewolves similar to him, he, for some reason, has a much stronger pull towards it, as the others don't describe losing control from this red moon. Annalyn explains that Chetney needs training time that they just don't have, as it will take possibly months for him to completely control this form, apparently. But the apogee solstice is in 2.5 weeks. That's right, 2.5 weeks. The time is a ticking, so they just don't have time for that. She tells him instead that they will take him to a temple of Sihadon. I think I said that right. Some kind of a werewolf lycanthrope-esque spirit that works under the Wild Mother that this group pray to, and they devote their lives to in an effort to control the beast inside them. And yeah, this is where our episode ends. This was more of an interpersonal, another kind of cooldown-ish episode. There was a fun sky combat. Oh yeah, I forgot. Imogen casts a new spell. I believe it was Conjure Aberration, but there was or Summon Aberration, but there was a kind of homebrew flair on it for her Ruidus-esque magic, which is pretty cool as Imogen continues to grow way stronger, getting these crazy moon powers, yo. I do love a lot of Matt's homebrew. It's really fun. We have like a lot of homebrew classes and homebrew shenanigans going on in this game, which is fun to see play out. I am happy to see more Chetney lore. I want to learn that Chetney backstory so bad, and I hate that Travis is making us wait for it as well. We are about to go to Eos, hopefully soon in the next couple of episodes, where we can finally learn some concrete information potentially on Ruidus-born people, their powers, and just Ruidus in general. Before we get to all that, though, and even see the conclusion of Chetney and potentially controlling this werewolf spirit inside him and his influence by Ruidus, possibly we even learn more about Chetney's Ruidus influence. Hopefully, that would be really nice. We gotta wait like 3 weeks, possibly even a month. I don't remember exactly. I know obviously we have our 2 weeks of the return to Mighty 9, and then I assume there's going to be a week off because that's the end of the month and Christmas. So, I mean, we're not going to get Bell's Hells, I think, again until January. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments down below, but I think that's right. We may get one episode before January, but I think we won't be seeing Bell's Hells for a while now, guys, which is frankly kind of frustrating. This campaign has been so weird at times. Critical Role is now balancing so many other, I guess, stories and media that they want to put out that it feels like it's really affecting in a lot of ways the pacing and just the consistency of Campaign 3 episodes. Now, I'm down for a return to Campaign 2. This will be fun, and there is a story that needs to be wrapped up here, as they really just left the Ukatoa arc kind of hanging, so this needs to be wrapped up. As well, obviously, there was the 4-week hiatus because of EXU Calamity earlier on in the year, which amazing. Like, we already know that I love EXU Calamity, but all these breaks in combination with the fact that they take the last week of the month off really makes this campaign feel really inconsistent. Sometimes I feel like I have to kind of get myself back into the story, because when you just don't watch the show for like 2 or 3 weeks, you kind of lose your, I don't know, maybe lose your investment a little bit. It always comes back, but it is kind of frustrating that they keep veering off this story. Now, I don't blame them. All the other content they've been putting out is great. I'm sure this return to Campaign 2 will be great. Like we said, guys, don't forget to go check out our Everything We Know About Uk'otoa video, What is Uk'otoa, the Great Leviathan, in order to get a good refresher on this return to Campaign 2 to finish up the Uk'otoa arc. Let me know in the comments down below, do these breaks and frequent holdovers of Campaign 3 bother you? It feels like it's made everything really more drawn out than I guess it needs to be. I mean, we've been waiting for the Apogee Solstice. We've been told the Apogee Solstice is a month away for like months of IRL time now. It feels like they're really stretching it out, and a lot of this has to do with the fact that they're skipping a lot of weeks of games for either other content or just because they have a break, which they deserve a break. I get that. But man, is it frustrating a little bit as a viewer. But in all honesty, not a lot really happened in this episode, and I was just hoping for more because the tension is high right now. I mean, 2.5 weeks until the Apogee Solstice, and we had a 4.5-hour episode where really not a lot got accomplished. I don't know. It just feels a little frustrating. They can play the game however they're going to play. I'm going to watch it and still enjoy it. But these are just kind of my thoughts immediately after I watched the episode at like 3 a.m. right now, guys. So I'm a little tired. So I hope that you can forgive me. Let me know your thoughts about this episode in the comments down below. Don't forget to check out some of our other Critical Role content, like we've said a number of times now. Our prep for the return of Campaign 2 video, click it above. Always, guys, I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace. Love. Aru.